Hey guys, Mellow Modesty here, and today I'm going to be reviewing for you Transmetropolitan Volume 4, The New Scum. This is the fourth volume of Warren Ellis's epic masterpiece, Transmetropolitan. This volume focuses on the presidential election and the battle between the Beast and the Smiler on who is going to get into office. The first issue of which features sort of the fallout from last volume. It deals with Vita Severin's death, which was incredibly sad. It also deals with Spider's opinion on things, and while the last book volume showed Spider as a drug addict, this book really shows a kinder, more sympathetic side of him, because he was in love with Vita Severin and she died, and yeah, the first issue just sort of deals with the fallout. The second issue is sort of just a bunch of smaller sized stories. Spider is doing a bunch of different journalistic things. He runs in with this group of fundamental Christians who are stoning someone, I believe because he is gay, and just a bunch of different things. It also deals with Yelena having sex with Spider and how the old and newish assistant is bothering her about that. The third issue is one of my favorite issues of the series so far, which features a great discussion between Spider and the Beast. And it's just really interesting because you sort of see the Beast in this almost sympathetic view. Like, he's still a very despicable person, but you almost feel sorry for the guy. He is very fucked up, and Spider basically beats the shit out of him and almost strangles him. The fourth issue is another sort of just smaller story of Spider walking around the city and showing a more sympathetic side to himself by buying a poor little girl her doll back, and then he also meets with this other girl and has her try to dig up some research on Vita Severin's death. The fifth issue is another really great issue where instead of meeting the Beast, Spider meets, or doesn't meet, but he talks with Callahan, the Smiler, and the Smiler really makes himself out to be just this despicable human being who is just crazy. Here is a fantastic picture of just the insanity in the Smiler's eyes and just how out of it he is. He is really just a despicable person. And then finally, the sixth issue is about the election party that Spider's assistants throw, and you figure out who gets elected. You figure out, there's a very funny scene between Yelena and the other assistant whose name I am drawing a blank on, and you get a great picture of Spider in this, exceeding the panel. Really good issue, really interesting stuff. While I thought that Volume 3 of Transmetropolitan, The Year of the Bastard, was stronger than this issue because it had a lot more going on in it, this was sort of a nice fallout, getting back to recovery volume. With the exception of the third and fifth issue, this is sort of a throwaway volume though also, because not a lot really happens to further develop the plot other than the third, fifth, and sixth issue, which are the debate or the interviews with both of the candidates and then the election. Also, if you're a fan of the Filthy Assistants, Yelena and the woman whose name I am blanking on, they are very prevalent characters in this volume, and this is really their volume to shine. There's a lot of witty banter between them, and just some interesting stuff goes on. As for the artwork, there is not a huge improvement by Darrick Robertson. You do, like I said, get some great emotional shots of Spider Jerusalem, him crying, showing a really sympathetic side to the character. You also get his, once again, great close-ups. He's a really fantastic storyteller, great at drawing action. There's this really cool part where you see a picture of Callahan's suit, and it's composed of miniature Vitas, sort of subliminal messaging there. You also get this picture of Spider having a orgasm, which is pretty strange. You also get little Spider Jerusalem sperms. Yeah, some weird stuff. But once again, nothing to complain about in the art department because really Darrick Robertson is just a fantastic artist. I think probably his strongest issue in the artwork, or his strongest 2 pages, is definitely here. Just where you see the emptiness in Callahan's eyes and just his complete lack of self-respect and how he just hates everyone. He's really just a despicable person. One quick note is that this is the newest printing of this. My first 3 volumes are an earlier print, and I don't know if this will show, but they have a sort of colorful border edge, while this newest one has a black, boring edge. I'm sure most people will not care, but I personally prefer these colorful edges. Another thing that really bothered me with the newest edition is that while the old editions, when the issue changed, you would get this great page of what the cover of the issue looked like, while in this new one, that does not exactly happen. Instead, the transition is just the first page, and it says the new Scum part whatever. However, you do get a cover gallery at the end, but they are 3 small-sized cropped photos of the covers, which I definitely do not like nearly as much as the older editions, as you can see. Yeah, not the greatest. Final thoughts is that while not bad per se, this is probably the weakest issue of Transmetropolitan yet. I really felt like, other than the big reveal at the end of who becomes the president and those 2 interviews with the president, this was really just a throwaway volume. Not a lot really happens. If I was to rate this, I would probably give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. You could really take it or leave it. I'll definitely keep reading this series though, because this was sort of meant to be a Fallout issue, and yeah. Anyways, good issue. Good volume. If you guys are reading, or if you have read Transmetropolitan, please let me know what you think of it. I'm really enjoying it so far. This volume, not so much as the 3rd, but it was still decent. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you later.